House of Esther for over a year and a half now. And so making sure that if we're gonna give them, if we're gonna give our ex-kids, that we would give a maternity house for young mothers with babies where they age out of the system to make sure that they're taken care of also. Personally, I think when we, and I think you kind of felt maybe have to make a decision, we're gonna give something, which something should be given, because they were just here also tonight. And this is the one thing, I know all my colleagues aren't in favor of this, and I don't like when colleagues speak to whatever my motives are, because they shouldn't. I've said from the beginning with Dr. Mona Atisha that I supported this program, that I understood what Councilman Murphy was saying, hey, you know what, I'm on board, now let's see what we can do. And I appreciate that to come back around, because I think that was really like a healing moment with some of us on this council to say, let's do something, we put the people first. And that's what we should be doing, is putting the people first with these programs. So I feel pretty confident, and I'm looking at like where this is going, Councilman Murphy, with certain things that, you know, it's not gonna happen overnight, you know, with them, but I feel pretty good, as long as you are still committed to this, along with the planning and development. I forget her name, Diana's daughter. Ashley. Yeah, Ashley. Yeah, you know, is committed, you know, to this, because I remain consistent. My point of contention is still, I do not agree with the 12-person hierarchy committee, because if I look at some of these programs that are approved, the ARC advisory committee turned some of them down. So however they decided, the rubric that they used, some of them did not pass. But I know that for young mothers, it is important, especially when they have babies, because you don't know what's going to happen. My friend, one of my best friends, paid for daycare. It's $900 a month to go to school for her grandchild. She paid up for a year for her daughter. And her daughter's a registered nurse, but it's, you know, she makes pretty good money. You know, so what about those who haven't finished, you know, college and have a good job? It makes it hard. I hate that this program is getting stuck on people's opinions and how some of them, you know, it's getting stuck on our personalities, to be honest with you. And it should not. We should be rising above the level to this. And I get when we have to take in all the information and say, hey, you know, what's right for this community. And if we are, and with leveraging funds for these young mothers, I think it should be done. I don't feel that it is welfare or a handout. I do understand my colleague says it's not a sustainable program, and once that funding, you know, runs out, then it's out. I completely get that part. But for those who can take advantage of it at the time, we should make that happen and not throw out, you know, another millions of dollars to have a pilot program for the city of Flint. Although it may be in other areas, I believe Jan Marie Arbor stayed in the 7th Ward. It'll be new to Flint, and it'll be a help because we have a high infant mortality rate. We have a lot of homeless young mothers, and rent is high. It's high. It's more than a mortgage, you know, even if you're renting. So I think helping them out, because a lot of these are single mothers, you know, they will need it. It helps them to have better care, help pay for rent, clothing, daycare. I have always stated I support it. What I have not supported was the 12-person advisory committee. I've been consistent with that, and I do not support it. I have worked with you. You did some amazing things with your staff. I'm holding you to it. And I know Councilman Murphy and Councilman Carter and Councilman Mays, you know, I don't know how they're going to vote, but I know children are always, you know, important as we push this House of Esther forward. Just make sure that they're getting some things. And matter of fact, they're going to end up hoping more than what they ever thought they would get, which is even better. So, thank you. You might not want to go too far, so it's my okay. Thank you. And condolences to your family.
All right. Anyone else would like to speak?
Yes.
First one, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you. First of all, to my colleagues, please do not speak for me when it comes down to what my motive is when it comes down to this RX funding. Because really, I was contemplating supporting it, but then when y'all got to talk about vote it up, vote it down, because blah, 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 it just made me just want to say, no, I don't want to support it now because I had some reserves about this because I know I talked to my colleague about making sure that we took care of House of Esther, and because that wasn't resolved, I had some reserves, so sending this back to finance was better for me and making my decision, not because I don't like it or don't want to support it, but when y'all get to throwing cheap shots about our motives, that just make me don't want to do it. And I'm just saying to y'all, speak for yourself, don't speak for me. And when y'all get to talking about what y'all think we doing, you don't really know it. Because you ain't asking, you just assuming. So y'all go talking about, okay, well, y'all don't want to vote for this because of something. No, I want to make sure House of Esther is taken care of. So I know my colleagues said they was going to get back with me about House of Esther. They haven't got with me yet. So I wanted to make sure that they was good on that before I move forward. But here y'all is assuming y'all know what we thinking. That'll make me don't want to vote for it just because. Because I'm just that kind of person.
All right. Next speaker in the first round. Anyone else would like to speak? All right,
Chair?
Is that Ms. Councilman Sheffield?
Yes. Councilman Murphy, I certainly understand your frustrations, and I would ask our colleagues to refrain from speaking for you. Because I get you have said time and time again about your support of House of Esther and how you would like to see them move forward. And you've also said how you do believe that this is a good program as well. And I've watched you time and time again up here overcome things that will make the average person upset or make the average person not carry out with their duties or walk with their integrity. So I just thank you for continuing to do that. And I know that tonight won't be any different, but I understand your frustrations.
Now, Chairman, you put that all.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Well, seeing no one else, I'll be the last speaker in this round. How can I phrase it? Either we're going to vote it up or down. Either you're with it or you're not. It's not a fallout at all. This is just, it's time to just express our support for our disdain so we can move forward. Now, the unfortunate part with House of Esther, and we had this conversation, Councilman Murphy, is House of Esther did not apply for ARPA dollars at all. I'm going to say it again. The House of Esther did not apply for any ARPA dollars. So, again, let's stop again now.
But lady.
And so, Mr. That's your first morning, all right?
What's up? Yeah, what's up?
RL. So, if they did not apply for funding, how can we allow them to skip the entire line of all of the nonprofits that applied for the funding? Now, what I'm strongly in favor of is after we go through the entire list and we vote and when we decide on who we're going to fund per who applied, because again, it's not fair to bring in somebody who didn't apply for anything into the process. It's not fair. Go up, Ms.
Okay, the House of Esther funding will not be coming from ARPA. It will be coming from the planning department, CDBG dollars and home dollars. And we're gonna offer that to other people that applied for ARPA that didn't get it, that got turned down. Will be some of the first people that we'll look at. So
okay, can you just say that one more time into the mic and into the record?
So the House of Esther will not be funded from the ARPA dollars. There are CDBG and home dollars that are coming available. And so some of the other people that, or organizations on the list that did not get approved or did not, we're gonna give them first, we're gonna let them apply for CDBG and home dollars so that we can kind of help this city move forward.
Thank you so much, Ms. Green. And that's what we need to hear, because we have limited dollars. It's not fair to allow an organization that did not apply for ARPA, because they were talking about ARPA dollars. I want to be clear as we speak on ARPA specifically. We can't allow an organization that did not apply for ARPA dollars to get allocated money from ARPA in front of everybody that did apply. So it's time for us to either vote those that did apply up, or we're going to vote them down. And then from there, we can look at how much money we have in the reserves, and then we can decide, okay, well, do we have extra money to give people that didn't apply? Do we have extra money to fund great things like we're working on getting medical debt erased from residents in the city of Flint? Do we have extra money to fund these innovative programs through this COVID money? So I really want to make that clear. It's not that anyone has anything against House of Esther at all, but we have to make sure things are done in order. We need to make sure that those that do not, that are not going to receive funding from ARPA, that they are contacted, and then they are made aware of what Ms. Green just said. They are made aware of how to and when to apply for these alternative funding. But we will be unfair if we allow people that did not apply for ARPA money to get in front of everyone that did. So I just want to make sure that we have an understanding about that, because I know I'm about to get attacked. It's okay, I'm here for it. But we need to make sure that the public understand how that's going. All right, so thank you, Ms. Green. Now, I don't know, they might want you in the second round, so yeah, you go ahead and just stay put. And so I'll go ahead and give the rest of my time. I'm heard Ms. Worthing first on the mic, and then you, Mr. Mayor.
I just want to say, when I said let's vote this up or down, I never mentioned anyone's name. I never said anyone's intention. I said it is time to vote this up or down. And it is. And that's my opinion. So my vote is not tied to what anyone else here says or what anyone else here thinks. My vote is my vote. So my words shouldn't ever influence anyone else's vote, especially when I wasn't addressing them in any way. We have to put our emotions aside and vote on the issue at hand. And the issue at hand are pregnant mothers and babies that deserve funds after everything we've been through. It would be a shame if Flint, one of the poorest cities in this nation, rejects this when it's a program around the country and others are getting this same help. So we have an opportunity to take 1 million and make 55 million. It would be a shame. That's my feeling. So if someone feels shamed if I say that, then I think that's something personal to you, not me, because I don't feel shame when other people say their opinion, because I am steadfast. I know when I'm going to vote. I know the research I've done. I know that I care about this very much. And so I'm just ready to say, hey, and if it gets voted down, I'll be devastated, as will many women in this city. However, we cannot hold up these funds any longer. We have a special meeting to get this done. We need to vote and let them know if we're going to give them the funds or not. We need to do this by December. We have a lot more work to do, and we're not even close. So, thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may, when she out of her seat, Ms. Priestley, they go to you, but whoever.
Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Let me try to set the record straight. Ms. Burns, I don't know if I came in on the tail end of what you were saying, and I really don't know what you were saying, so, bear with me. But you got everybody, not everybody, and you hear council people like this is a deadline day. This ain't no deadline day. You can vote it down today and talk about it and bring it back 30 days later. In that 30-day period of time, hopefully we done had a ARPA meeting where we can get the budget together on all categories of money, including this. And you can see where your money at, how much you're spending, how much you're working with. Do you need to amend this budget and that budget? They talk about voting up or down like it's a deadline day. And then want the news to say for those who weren't ready, because we ain't near the full budget, oh, they voted it down. No, I can support it, but I want to support it after I do my whole budget. If I'm going to Kroger's, gotta stop by Walmart, and then go to Sam's Club, I wanna know how much money I'm working with, what I'm gonna buy at Kroger, what I'm gonna buy at Walmart, and what I'm gonna buy at Sam's. And then I wanna know how much money I got left. This ain't no, put it up or down. It's about doing the total budget. And then making decisions. That's what it's about for me. And ain't nobody gonna put no words in my mouth, talking about vote it up or down today, this is the day. It ain't the day. We got plenty of days ahead of us. This is the first day folks have showed up for an opera meeting. Amen. Now here we council people, we call an opera meeting, ain't nobody here. Neither he ain't the legislative branch, can't allocate these millions. He called me, certain folks are here. Ain't that ludicrous? Yeah. Somebody run the executive branch, we run the legislative branch. We the legislative branch call our opera meeting, ain't nobody here. The executive branch call our opera meeting, oh, this is the day, voted up and down, the mayor called the meeting. Where he at? Yeah. It's ludicrous. So I'm calm. Dr. Mona, Tisha Hammer, Morris Peterson, residents, Miss Lewis, you say you don't want House Esther to skip the line. Do you know whether or not House Esther put in them initial request forms? 700 people put in them initial request forms. There you go. You let other people skip the line.
Request for information.
Is it a legal one or you gonna warn yourself?
So, what does the initial request form mean?
All I know is there's some paperwork from 700 voting residents that you say ain't real. Yeah. I say it is real, they believe it's real, you say it ain't real, it means something, it means you're gonna let people skip the line. Because they were first in line. And you were the one that had voted for the form, and then all of a sudden, either somebody got a hold to you, and you said, them forms ain't real.
Request for information.
Stop my clock.
Please do. Did you forget that this council voted to use those forms to gather information from a listening session and not for an official way to apply for ARPA?
When you forget, you done warned me 2-3 times if I use a privilege motion, you gonna rule me out of order, and I'm gonna have to be escorted out by police, and you doing that now, and I wanna warn you and get you out of here. Do you realize that? You're a hypocrite. You don't want us to do privilege motions, you don't want us to do a request for information when you talk and you be, here we go again. But you do the same thing. That's called hypocrisy. You're a hypocrite. It's a fact that them people were first in line. It's a fact it was over 700 of them. It's a fact they the people who vote. And you up here talking about you want stuff done in order and people skipping the line. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite for requesting information and using privilege motions. You're a hypocrite talking about people skipping the line. You're a hypocrite talking about it gotta be voted up or down today. It can be voted down today and be back in November. We got to December. I'm speaking. I ain't got but 3 seconds on this screen. These goofy rules, if they suspend them and we talk business, that's different.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we are on the second round. Anyone else like to speak in the second round?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Byrne.
thank you. Did you want to?
Yeah, I just want to say, Mr. Mays, Councilman Mays, I'm willing to work with you. I mean, whatever you need me to do to get this set up, to help you with the meeting, the working meeting, we can do it. I
Request
just need you to let me
information.
know.
What is your request?
I asked for documents and you told me Clyde or the administration was blocking them, so
Those
you might want to work with me,
those
but there's certain
documents
stuff
are
you
in-
can't get.
The documents were delivered today.
You gave them to me,
I gave them to who was supposed to give them to.
I ain't got them yet.
Okay.
Let me see some request for information. Can anybody give them to me and I'll tell you if they the documents I requested 3 weeks to a month ago? Who got them?
Ms. Priestley has an email today.
Well, give it to me.
Hey,
So we are trying to work with you, I just need to know.
Give it to me.
He's gonna get them, and he doesn't have to, I wanted you to finish.
Okay.
I want you to finish up those.
Thank you.
Yeah, because that part was important.
Mhm.
And I want to be clear, House of Esther did fill out those initial forms, so they were in, they did. They did. They do have an official one of those forms, and you were shaking your head. They did. But
Oh, you're talking about the 700 form?
yeah, I don't know how many there are.
It's 532. I've been working with them, so it's 532.
Okay, 532. And so it's not skipping the line. And we talk about how some people were added to be determined. You know, I don't know if you change who your director and your person is, should you still be allowed because your information changed? So should Cyrus Park get anything because you changed your director? You changed what you want the president. And when you speak up here, you talk like all of us crazy. That's just amazing to me. I'm so sick of you. So Councilman Murphy, and he left. He quickly got up, yeah. And I'll speak to him, because I haven't had a chance to speak with him, because I did have, my nephew was murdered, and so I have not had a chance to reach out to him. And I am going to do that, because I did speak also with Vine, I have, spoken with you, and I like where this is going. The investor has still stated they will still be a part of House of Esther to make this come to fruition. So that's a commitment that she still has that part, along with being able to do some other great things for the community. But here's the thing, they need to quit talking about what we voted for with my colleagues. They need to stop that. Let your vote be a vote without talking about your colleagues. I mean, especially when you have we don't get along. I mean, that's not going to change. But the House of Esther and our kids should stand alone for the work that they do, and that they will do. The House of Esther is doing the work, and they're doing it from another church, Judson Church, with Reverend Pastor Rowan, to get the work done. So they never stop. They were they're doing outreach, but they have never stopped. So I don't want to make anyone's, we talk about vote up, vote down. This is the first time that we have had, really all of us, the closest thing to a working session that we have had, the very first time. And 4 council members showed up. We had 5 that did not show up to the working sessions to do the work. We could have had all this done if they had just showed up. They never showed up. Then there was the issue of having the ad hoc committee stated that the administration was getting, this was before you, was not getting back with them, and that they felt they were kept in, they stated they were kept in the dark and things were secretive, so there was nothing to report. So this isn't on council, this is a part of the administration issue. And we had council members who should have showed up to do the work, because we should be working together. We could come together like you said, but we can't do it, we have to, violate the Meetings Act. We got to do it in an open forum. And that was the purpose of saying, let's go through it in an open forum to do it. And I get some of my colleagues say, oh, it's going to take too much time. But it took more time. We could have been done with the open forum and been done with it. Because this is why this is dragging out. And everybody it has to get beyond personal dislikes and all the craziness that happens in these council chambers. It has to. So House of Esther, Councilman Murphy, there is HUD dollars and programs that I believe they're similar to like my Brother's Keepers, Shelter. And I had to give it to you about Shelter Flint too. Someone called me and stated that they need some money. I got that on my way here that I need to speak to you about. So there's a lot of different things that need to go on in this council. And Councilmember, I feel pretty good about the House of Esther, and I'll share everything with you about it. That's my time. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anyone else would like to speak in this second round?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ms. Murphy Carter.
Okay, this is where I'm at. There's enough money in the pot for everybody to get a piece of it. I don't even know what the issues are, but I do want to say this. It was that illegal 12-member committee, opera committee, okay? Council was, to me, totally disregarded. We were disrespected. So now, here we are. We've had, 3 ARPA meetings. Only 4 council members showed up. Others did not. But when the mayor calls a meeting, here we are. Everybody is here, you know. And they ready to, all of a sudden, go to work and vote everything up or down. Okay? We got people saying, vote it up or down. Or they'll say something like, let's not abstain. Let me say this, and let me make this clear. You can either vote yes, you can either vote no, or you can abstain if you choose to. Now, today, I'm thinking about everybody. I'm thinking about the residents. I'm thinking about the 500, 600, 700 people that put in those forms. All right? I'm thinking about those residents who need home improvements. I'm thinking about Miss Jackie here who needs a new porch. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for RX kids. I'm all for House of Esther. But the bottom line is, I'm like Councilman Mays. I want to see where all of this money is going and how many more resolutions we're going to have coming before us. Yeah, I see this, but you know what? To me, this is really not telling me anything. I can't even read this thing. Is this what you sent to us, Ms. Green?
No, that's part of it.
Oh,
She did, that is it, please. That's it.
because what I can't see is, was it recommended by the alleged 12-member opera committee?
The yellow highlighted is the ARPA committee's recommendations.
Okay, all right. And so the rest of everything, they did not approve. Now, and with this, how many of these did not, we're getting resolutions of people who didn't even apply.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so it's almost like, what are we doing?
Ms. Carter, Councilman Carter, to see.
Winfrey Carter.
To see the rest of that sheet didn't print out everything. But if you go into the document, you can see what they said about each one of them. But you know, it's a long spreadsheet to print out, so you only just have a part of it. I apologize for that.
Yeah. You know what, I don't know how I'm gonna vote today. Because I would have wanted this to go back to finance. Now, I do support RX kids, don't get me wrong, but there's some some other things we need to be doing.
I respect that.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
I don't have opinion one way or another, I'm just trying to move forward. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so, anyone else would like to speak in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Upon
So, through you to the speaker, I will say with this, I am in support of our kids. What this will mean for mothers and families starting in 2024, I think it is going to set them up in a way that they may not have. This gives them money that they did not have access to. The thing about applying ARPA funding to this particular request is that it saves those who are getting assistance from having their assistance lowered, meaning any money that they receive from this program, they will continue to receive their same benefits from other programs that they might be receiving from without those benefits being cut. And so I think that helps it serve the purpose of what this is for, and that is to make sure that those mothers and those children are able to have a better start in life, especially for those babies. I think when we speak about so many of the other ills and things that we have in this community, this is a way that we begin to address it literally from birth, right? Think about how many other people in our community, how many lives would have been changed if from birth they would have had this opportunity, their parents would have had this opportunity. And I hear my colleagues, and I love the fact that, except for one of us, which I can respect, she's been completely honest with us from the beginning. We are all in agreement that this is a great program. We're all in agreement to support mothers and to support children. And so I'm happy to see that this is something that brought nearly all of us together. And so I am in full support of our kids. Because it cannot be overstated, the fact that it being ARPA funds safeguards them from losing any other benefits. Shows the fact that this program has been done in other cities and the benefits that it has had for those mothers and those children. And so I am here tonight, and I'm fully ready to say yes to our kids, to the mothers, yes to the starting in 2024. Thank you for your work, because I know you and I came in at the same time, so we're both kind of trying to understand, all of these spreadsheets and all these things that are before us, all of the money that was applied, and so I know that takes a lot coming into this. I mean, you're the one preparing the spreadsheets and trying to fix them and everything in the way that we like, and then you and I coming in at the same time, me trying to kind of play catch up, and now I'm understanding, and I hear all of my colleagues when they say that there needs to be another look taken, right? And I'm all for, looking at what they present as well, because I feel like there can be something that we all come up with that we feel would be best for the community. And so I can't wait to see the plans that they present and the money that they lay out as well. I think we all should have that opportunity. As you very well know, I am all for the residents getting their roofs fixed. And so if we can help more residents get new roofs, clearly I will roll for it and say yes to that, So tonight, right now, this particular point in time, this is about RX Kids, and I am going to vote yes for RX Kids right now tonight, because this is what we're talking about right now. So, thank you.
All right, anyone else want to speak in the last one? Anyone else? All right, we see that we have no one else to speak. I'll go ahead and be the last person. Looking forward to voting for up or down. We will have a decision tonight, and we will see if we can get funding tonight. I don't want the residents and no one else to lose sight of what I was saying. And we have YouTube videos to prove this. It has been stated that those initial forms, we use those to gather data during our listening session. That's what this body approved those for. Unbeknownst to us, those forms began to be used as a way to apply for money. And that was never authorized by this body. Go ahead, Mr. Mays, what's your request?
Are you making up stuff? Those are what they say they were, initial request forms. And ain't nobody unbeknownst to nobody
Mr. Mays,
May I finish?
no, you may not.
interrupted me.
No, you may not, because that was an improper use of a request for information. Again, according to council rules,
Come on,
you use a request for information to gather information that you did not know and to go towards your next vote. That's what requests for information are used for. You use that request for information to illegally take the floor.
You did that earlier.
And so, as we proceed, and no yelling out, as we proceed with the meeting, we did not once say that those forms were to be used to apply. Because if that's the case, what about our handicapped residents? What order did they come in? I mean, things would have been a lot different. My PhD is in evaluation, so when it comes down to systems and programs and processes, that's what I specialize in. Council people can laugh if they want to, but I did the work. It's a real PhD. And the fact of the matter is, we did not authorize that specific form for that. We used that form to create buckets, categories, so we will know what the residents' priorities are. We found out that the resident issues were public health, that they were blight. We found out what you guys thought. You guys wanted more youth program, more youth enrichment. You guys wanted job training. These are the things that you put down on those forms. And so those forms were submitted and categorized. But unfortunately, those forms were repurposed again. So we did not authorize those for that. And I do apologize to the people who were told that that form was your foot in line. Because that was not accurate, that was not true. And so I'm sorry that you were lied to.
Wow.
What is your point?
Who are you representing and lied to be?
Mr. Mayor, that's a valid point of order, but I will answer that request for information. Whomever told you that you can use that form to acquire ARPA money, that's who lied to you. And so, with that being said, we have to stop yelling out now. We have to stop yelling out. We have to stop yelling out now.
Stop yelling out truth.
You all, this is a collective effort as we conduct the business of the city. We need for our council people to maintain decorum as well as the people in the audience. But in terms of our experience, this is the ultimate leverage. We're turning $1 into 50. In the end, if we have more monies left, then we can revisit House of Esther after we identify those that have applied, after we vote them up or down, and after and while we're presenting our pet projects, then we can bring House of Esther back up. But we want to make sure that we service those individuals that apply. If you don't agree with that, I have nothing else for you because that's here. So, with that being said, we are voting for Resolution 230281.1, the resolution for the Our Kids program. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Eastwood? No. Ms. Murphy Carter?
I'm going to abstain my vote until we can have a working planning meeting so we can find out where the money is.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Mayor?
I abstain until we have a working session. I'm for the kids and will help them, but at this point, until we do the whole budget and have a working session, I abstain on this vote to approve this tonight.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 2 abstentions.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 2 abstentions. Resolution 230-281.1 has passed. Now we move
Madam
on.
Chair.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to amend 230310 to 230310.1 and change the dollar amount and the approved allocation to $150,000 with additional 10% for administration fiduciary fee, which would make it, I believe, $165,000 by funding neighborhood beautification fiduciary for Southside Neighborhood Coalition, Ward 9. Close open foundations and tear down burned houses fiduciary for Carriagetown Neighborhood Association, Ward 5. And handicap access concrete work fiduciary for College Cultural Neighborhood Association, Ward 7. And each one of those are funded at $50,000.
Okay, so Ms. Priestley, I'm a little confused. So did you just do multiple resolutions?
No, ma'am, I amended the resolution by removing all but 3 of the allocations.
Okay. All right, so.
I'm removing the $10,000 for each council member for direct light removal. Okay. It's on page 1. Okay, the $10,000 for each council member for direct light removal, I'm removing that. Since there was no community application to reopen the east side tool shed, it was not utilized.
So, one second, Ms. Priestley. Did you say 04.1 or did you say 310.1?
310.1 to amend it to a 310.1.
Okay, so you can't do that.
Yes, sir.
No, you're skipping 230304.
Oh, you know what, it's not in my, I didn't put it in my book, or I missed the page.
So,
But I did make the motion, and we can come back to 30304.
okay.
I'll add that right now.
All right. And so just to be clear, you want to take those money.
I know exactly what I did.
Give me 1 second.
Take it quick, Talk to the hand.
So I accidentally skipped 230304, but I'm still making the motion for 230310. We can come back to 230304.
Oh, okay, so I had it, we are, within our packet, we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, we're on the 5th page. Okay, so 230310, and you said you want to get rid of the $10,000 for each council member for direct black removal?
Correct, and to reopen the east side tool shed, which was never used.
Okay.
Cyrus parking improvements, with $50,000 for wards 1, 3, 6, and 8. So that would leave us with $150,000 to the neighborhood beautification, fiduciary for Southside Neighborhood Coalition for $50,000. Close open foundations and tear down burned houses, fiduciary for Carriagetown Neighborhood Association, Ward 5, $50,000.
Ms. Priestley, please hold, what's your point on it?
Are we on 230304?
No, we are on 230310.
I accidentally skipped that one, Mr. Mays. We can go back for that one.
When?
So wait a minute, no back and forth.
I would call for the orders of the day.
Please. Okay, he's good.
I mean, y'all raised hell with me about the gender change.
So, not a problem, so good.
I withdraw my motion.
What?
I will, Madam Chair, I will make a motion to approve 230304.
All right, sounds good, there's a second?
Second.
And that's second by Councilwoman Jackson.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
All right, please hold. So it has been moved and probably seconded by Councilwoman Mashat. So go ahead.
Mr. Mays.
Yeah, Madam Chair, you Ms. Priest, I don't mind what you were doing, but you know, they've been such a stickler with me to the point of warnings, want to give second warnings, attorney can't give it bogus legal opinions. I had to call orders of the day because I say we can suspend the rules, we stick with agendas, and you know, they make exceptions for y'all. And if I raise an issue that is a different treatment for white folks versus black folks, everybody giving up for it. And Ms. Liddell Lewis is a habitual offender of that type of privilege. So, you know, my position is the same. I'm not wishy-washy. I'm gonna still abstain. I told the guy here from Latinx Technology that until we get this budget right, I've been involved in a lawsuit on the 12-member body, and I'm not wishy-washy. My position is Mr. Neely called a meeting and council people lose their mind. Some say we need a total budget, some say this recommendation wasn't legal. I'm gonna stay pretty much consistent. Nobody gonna put words in my mouth about whether I support kids and infants. I do. Nobody gonna put words in my mouth, and I'm not gonna feel funny on my abstentions and my votes for Latinx or nobody. And that's the way it is. This mayor is making a fool out of this council. Making a total fool out of this council. He want to run the executive branch and the legislative branch, then all he has to do is give folks a ride in a police car to the council meeting. And they go crazy. They're threatening about voting up or down. I got a ride, the captain picked me up. I pulled up today and I seen folks standing by the police car. I said, it must be true. The mayor called a meeting, or offered a meeting, and here they come. Oh, the mayor called the meeting. I don't need to see a total budget, Mr. Piper. All I need to do is know that the mayor called the meeting. And it was on ABC 12. It was on ABC 12. People looking at me. I better not vote a certain way. I mean, it's not ready. We haven't done our job. But the mayor called this meeting, and people looking at me. You can look all they want. I've seen council folks come and go. I've seen mayors come and go. We got $30 to $50 million. And I'm not going to jiggle it up until I see a big picture. And I'm not going to budget $30 to $50 million in 5 and 10 minutes. Scared to ask my colleagues a question, you're out of order. You did a request for information to gain the floor. No, I didn't. I did it to clarify some information. A motion has been made, all in favor, but point of order. You forgot to ask us a second. You're out of order. You can't call point of order and remind me that I didn't ask for a second. I was just getting ready to do that. You're out of order. Unbelievable. 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 I've never been treated so disrespectful and wrong, and I've never listened to certain mess. Hypocrites. I don't want to be one. I'll be everything. I even be late for dinner. But I don't want to be a hypocrite. What? Tell me what y'all talking about. Huh? What? I couldn't quite hear you. Murphy. See, I know what this game is. I done been around it for 30, 40 years. Why Miss Worthing think I wasn't working? I worked for General Motors for 30 years. Elected UAW official, and she got the nerve to crap on me about working. I'm retired and still working.
All right, Ms. Priestley?
Yes, I didn't realize, I want to make an amended motion. I want to amend this resolution to 230304 and remove the words specifically in Ward 4 and the reason why I want to do that is because their application said 3rd, 4th, and 5th wards. So I want to remove specifically in Ward 4 and put in wards 3, 4, and 5 per their application. And I so move.
All right. So, an amended motion to include wards 3 and 5.
Yes.
All right.
Madam Chair,
1 second. All right, got it. So, Mr. May. you want-
Madam Chair, I'm gonna second that amended motion.
Okay, so it has been approved and properly seconded. So,
Madam Chair,
Mr. May.
yeah, Madam Chair, through you to Ms. Priestley and the rest of the council and the audience as well. Do you remember when I raised that issue when the gentleman first was here? You remember Ms. Green? And they was all over the place. And here it is at this later date coming back from the mayor with Ward 4 on. That show you folks ain't did their homework, dotted their I's and crossed their T's. But you know, the mayor put this agenda together. The mayor. I better show up because we were on Channel 12. The mayor called me. It's the craziest thing I ever seen. You know, the mayor, he can't spend a dime per se. Can't allocate no money, can't make no rules. We do. We call a meeting in the dome, ain't but 4 people here. The rest of them at home. Guess when they'll show up? When the mayor comes. When I came here today, I said, I'm gonna make a prediction. The mayor gonna get one of them a ride in a police car. You know, I've been a councilman for 10 years and ain't had no police pick me up to bring me to work. I think we ought to spend ARPA funds to get everybody 10 rides in a police car to council meeting. I should make an amendment on this. Spend the money to give everybody 10 rides to the council meeting. Because somebody said something to me. Now, Lord, no, I don't want nobody hurt, harm, or danger. But this verbal abuse that I'm experiencing from the person who's getting a ride is ludicrous. You scared getting a ride, but you beat me up every chance you get in the public video. And people looking at it, you're a bully. I'm scared to speak because you want a second warning. I'll throw you out of the mayor's meeting. The mayor has told me that you can be throughout of this meeting. Now, all you have to do is I call the chief of police and they'll remove you with poor police, Mr. Mays, because you said point of order. Lady Brick, we've been in so many union meetings called the point of order, point of information, 200-300 people. And ain't nobody got arrested or throughout the UAW local 598, 594. But you get in one of these mayor meetings. They say the chief of police ordered that I be arrested or removed. You know, you don't have to be handcuffed to be arrested. If a police officer in uniform restricts your freedom of movement, you've been under arrest. And if you hesitate or buck against it, you're going to complicate your case because it's going to be called resisting arrest. I think they got evidence that if we look at the 911 tape, evil word and dial 911. You gotta get the black man out of here. He said, point of order. I'm gonna call the mayor and the chief of police. This is the chief. I want him ordered out before he can vote on those ARPA resolutions that make sense. Oh, he's not being germane. Yeah, that's why y'all keep throwing me out, because I'm counting money. When you're dealing with millions of dollars, they want you out if you can count. We gotta get him out of here. Just give him 2 warnings. But I can give him 2 warnings. Yeah, the mayor said you could. And the mayor will call Chief Green and have him removed. Because he can count money. He count millions of dollars and then sometimes make arguments about it and it could change a vote or 2. Get him out of here. But what do I do? Well, just say the mayor said it. So that's what y'all seen last week. And you're seeing it this week too. They trying their doggoners to get me out of this meeting. And then we can try to move forward with what the mayor wants. Where did Eva go?
They got the vote.
Oh, we got another good vote.
All right, so thank you so much, Mr. May. Anyone else would like to speak on this amended motion? Mr. Murphy?
Yes, I have an issue with this right here. In this resolution, it says that, through the utilization of the Pacific Rubric and review scoring process, 6 of the 15 applicants, as well as an additional recommendations for $10,000 to all 9 council wards, plus $50,000 to 4 of the wards that didn't have a specific project already identified, have been chosen by the mayor for recommendation for funding.
What's your request?
Through you, Mr. Murphy, we on 230304.
So the chair can answer that, yes.
I was point of order. My request was to Mr. Murphy.
Go ahead, proceed, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, I am on resolution 230304. So, Good Church applied for some funding too. Let me read this part again. It's a, wards plus all 9 council wards plus $50,000 to 4 of the wards that didn't have a specific project. Good Church had a specific project. They have been doing great work. So this resolution is not true. So I'll make a recommendation, a motion to move this back to finance.
So are you aware that what you're talking about is not dealing with blight? This is with blight. What you're talking about is with public health, and that's a totally different bucket, totally different recommendation.
Well, this resolution is on. The 230304 resolution is what I'm looking at right here. I'll make a motion to move this back to finance.
Okay, so we're already on,
An amended motion?
right.
If we don't move this back to finance, I'm gonna vote this down because I'm not gonna give $50,000 for the Latinx community when Good Church asked for some funding, and I asked for them to bring a resolution for Good Church, and I'm not gonna watch Latinx community get no $50,000 when, I've been seeing this church for the last 2 years, straight up funding. With the cleanup and do people houses, I ain't about to do it. And already talked to the administration and told them to bring me a resolution, and they could have brought a resolution for an add-on. They didn't want to do that. They said we couldn't add nothing on to the agenda, so therefore I'm supporting. My vote is no. We can vote it up or down like y'all said.
All right, make sure I'm on the right spot. All right, anyone else would like to speak in the first round? Ms.
Yes.
Carter?
Madam Chair. Now, I see where they initially applied for 25,000. And then the administration, I guess, gave them an additional 25,000. My thing is this: we need to be giving people what they applied for.
Yep.
So I will not be voting for this. I gotta make up my mind if I'm gonna abstain my vote until they can get it right, or I'm gonna vote no. It's my decision. I can either vote yes, no, or I can abstain. Thank you.
All right, anyone else would like to speak in the first round? Anyone else like to speak in the first round?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Michelle?
through you to Miss Shelley Sparks Green.
Okay, Ms. Green.
It's good exercise. I want to, my colleague did raise a good point, right? But I want to be sure that I heard you correctly the last time when you said that what happened was certain things went in certain buckets, and when we didn't have enough to fulfill those spaces, that was the reason why some extra money was added.
Yeah, with the neighborhood cleanup project, once we got all the recommendations in, we realized that there were some wards that didn't get funded to do any cleaning projects. And they were wards that was really needed work. So the mayor, the admin decided, let's just give all the wards 50,000 and 10,000 to each of the councilmen personally, so that they can do what they feel like they need to do in their community as far as cleanup. So that was the adjustment.
Okay. Madam Chair, through you to my colleague in the 5th Ward. That's not what I was doing. I was trying to ask you something. Oh, okay. Have a good evening. So, back to you. I think you answered my question. I was trying to be cordial and to make sure I understood my colleague's point, because I was actually about to agree with her, but she's not in the mood tonight. Thank you. All right.
All right, so thank you, Ms. Green. Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Priest, are you? Oh, no, you have not.
All right, then I'll take my time. I'm going to make an amendment to my amendment. Thank you, Ms. Jeremy Carter. I don't agree right now with giving money more than what they applied for, so I will amend that also to $25,000.
Request for information.
Yes.
Why don't we just vote it down and start it?
No, I want to give some of this money out.
Okay.
So,
all right, so you want to add?
So my amendment to my amendment is to change the dollar amount to $25,000, which is what they applied for.
So change it to $25 to Latin.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, so is that all, Ms. Priestley?
Yes, and no, ma'am. In regards to Mr. Murphy and Good Church. Yeah, there you go. You're right, Mr. Murphy.
So,
We need a second.
I understand. I'm trying to make sure that you remember.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. So, now that we have that amendment on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Murphy, second that.
Madam Chair.
So, hold on 1 second. All right. What were you going to get? I guess I thought I was
So the First Amendment, which we haven't voted on yet, is to change it to the wards 3 to 5, right? And my amendment is to change the dollar amount from 50 to 25.
Okay. All right, go ahead, proceed.
Okay, so, we need a second.
Oh, Mr. Murphy did.
Oh, that's right. So, the reason why I am going to be making amendments to some of these resolutions to fit what they applied for or to fit what the council has said that they want. In order to get some of these dollars moved. In regards to Good Church, we're gonna get Good Church some money if it's an appropriate thing. But let's get what we've got in front of us done, because with my amendments that I have up, we're gonna have a lot more money to give out. So, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I've got several other amendments throughout the night. I've already talked about the one that was out of order because it was not in the right place. So, let's get some of this out. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Mr. Mayor.
They can amend, suspend, amend, reread. I'm gonna vote the same way. Now, if y'all want to suspend the rules, go over the total budget, include the $15 million amendment that I made for the $5 million that would take the home improvements up to $20 million, you might get some action with me. But I'm gonna stick with the motion that I made to amend $5 million in home improvements to $20 million, and it disappeared like ghosts. I know it's Halloween season, but a councilman's motion should just disappear in the thin air. I'm tripping. Mr. Dumas, I can assure you 100%. Ms. Claire McClint was trying to get it amended 16 million, I amended it to 15 million. And it disappeared from the legal department to the ad hoc committee, and we ain't seen it since. It sure didn't come in the mayor's recommendation, but it was a council motion. And I'm tripping, look, they busy as bees. Ms. Priestley talking to Murphy, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it because she the one said I was talking to Miss Winfrey Carter and Miss Barrett. It was a big deal. Did you see him? He got up and went and talked to Miss Winfrey Carter. They've been talking for months. They had an illegal meeting the other day, and look at Attorney King. Ms. Lewis hit the hammer in frustration. We're going to a 10-minute recess. Me and Piper objected once. We said, you can't do that. Man, they cleared their seats, and then we looked on YouTube after the chief asked me to be removed with force, and they was meeting. And Eva, who had got 2 warnings, was they fifth vote. Now she downstairs doing interviews with Channel 5. I made it. I made it. I got 4 people voting with me. I'm in the majority. I'm here because the mayor told me to come here. And we passed a resolution. And the resolution we passed had to do with the babies. I'm all in support of the babies. With House Esther, this wasn't no deadline day. Oh, I forgot. The mayor sent it up. Now amendments is being made left and right by Ms. Priestley. I got a bunch of amendments. What happened to my major amendment for 15 million? Can anybody answer me that through you, Madam Chair, to the clerk? Where is my major amendment?
I cannot answer that.
Huh?
I cannot answer that.
You can't answer? Do you remember?
Yes.
I do too. I made it. It was for 15 million for home improvements. Maybe the mayor told the city attorney to make it disappear like Casper, the friendly amended ghost. People coming left and right. They want porches, they want vinyl siding, they want roofs. They just put in paperwork. That wasn't no real paperwork. The mayor said what is going to be the real paperwork, and I'm with the mayor. He's picking me up, bringing me to work. I'm riding in a police car because I'm scared. Somebody beat Mays up. He can't get a ride in a police car. See that hump on my back from being slammed to the ground by the city administrator. Mays got up and went and talked to Miss Ricardo. Did y'all see that? Mays got up and went and spoke to Miss Ricardo.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Mays, and let's just remind our colleagues, so let's have the forum. We don't want to block people, we want to literally deal with the agenda at hand. We don't want to go there. So we're going to go ahead and go on to anyone else who would like to speak in the first round of this amended motion. All right, so seeing that no one else wants to speak in the first round, I will go ahead and I will utilize my time to speak in the first round. So we're looking at resolution 304 with the endings. I am looking at, I am in full agreement. I understand Ms. Priestley is saying that they asked for $25,000, so we should not be awarding them $50,000. And also according to, well, this is specific to Latinx, so I don't even want to waste your time talking about any other one. But yeah, so this is specific to Latinx, $25,000, and they included wards 3 and 5, so we want to make sure that that's specific. I have an issue, and I want to be honest, and we're going to get to it in the next motion. But we definitely have to do some serious voting down on some of these things here. So I'm totally for resolution 230304 with the amended changes. It only makes sense, especially since we have in this specific area $1,210,000. We are not allocating that much, so we're going to have a lot of money left over from this specific category. So let's go ahead and vote these things up or down so we can see what's left over so we can put it where they need to go.
Madam Chair.
And so
Point of order, Madam Chair. Or request for information. What was the amended motion?
The amended motion was to include wards 3 and 5.
Okay.
And then to change the award amount from $50,000 to $25,000.
Okay.
Point of order.
What is your point, Mr.
There
Mayor?
was 2 separate amended motions. One of them was to drop it from 50,000 to 25. That's the one we on now. The other amendment had to do with the awards. It's been 2 separate amendments.
Let's be clear. There's not 2 separate amendments, Mr. Priestley. Oh, so you did? Okay, so we don't put those together. Okay, got it. So do we have a point 1 and point 2? So thank you, Mr. May. So Ms. Donahue. So she amended her amendment. So I thought when you amended the amendment, I thought you take the first amendment that you had, you add the second one to it. So Clerk Donahue.
I will say this, if you approve of the first one, it's not going to be a point 2. Because you're going to vote to amend, and then point 2 doesn't happen unless the point 1 is
Okay, so I'm just making sure that I'm clear. So she amended to a .1. And then from there, in the middle of that amendment, she amended her amendment. So it's still .1. Because what I was just told by you all was that it's two separate amendments, that we're voting separately. I thought that you added to that amendment, and so we're going to vote for the amendment, the amended amendment.
That would be my interpretation.
Okay, all right, so since you said that it's two separate amendments, I want to be clear where we are right now. So, I thought we had the motion for the amendment, to amend your amendment. And so since we are amending your amendment, we still keep what you said initially, your first amendment, so we have that, right? Well, I understand we had a vote on it, but I thought you added to it, so we can't vote on that.
Madam Chair. Yeah, we vote right now to lower the money from 60 to 25,000. If it passed, then we'll go back to the original amendment and vote. And then we don't have to vote on the original motion. That's how that goes.
Okay, so right now we're only voting to add to $25,000.
Request for information.
Right now.
Request for information. So with the first amendment to include 3, 4, 5, are we gonna vote on that next, or does that all come under this one now?
She didn't make the motion that way.
You said next.
Okay.
You said next. Okay, so.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you for the clarity. All right, so Ms. Winfrey Carter, and you heard the amendment is just for the money portion. Okay, so, Ms. Priestley has spoken, Mr. Mays has spoken, and so, anyone else like to speak the first round? For the 25,000. All right, seeing none, anyone like to speak in the second round for 25,000? All right, seeing none. So, Madam Chair, we will do roll call for the amended motion. And this is, this 230304.1, is that .1?
Point of order.
Yes.
Let's just vote on the second amendment, and we know what it is, and the clerk will get to the point 1, point 2, point 3. Let's vote on the amendment.
All right. So I just want to make sure, Clerk Johnson, you got a motion?
Yes.
All right. All right, so we're going to vote on reducing the amount of Latinx in our center. We're going to vote to decrease the award from $50,000 to $25,000. Roll call by the clerk.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Yes.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Ms. Worthing is not in. Mr. Mays.
Yeah, I abstain until we get this total package together. I'm not against Latinx, but I'm not moving their money down. I move it up or down, and I'm abstaining because this stuff is a mess.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Vote 6 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
For the 6 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. So the amount for Latinx has been reduced to $25,000. So now we're going to our original amendment. And this was to include wards 3 and 5. We have Ms. Priestley, she was the last to speak in the first round. And anyone else would like to speak? It looks like everyone else has spoken besides me. And I have nothing to add to that. So we are in the second round.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
What is your point?
I'm understanding that it was 1 round and an amendment, or is it 2? Madam Clerk, through you to the clerk.
Amendments have been called, so that would be 2 rounds, 5 minutes.
2 rounds, then and I was going to speak.
So, Mr. May, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna vote in favor of change, even though we've raised the issue on the change. My colleagues, they can do what they want, but some of this stuff I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. I call folks hypocrites, and I don't wanna be one. Until we get this stuff together, until we have working sessions, I'm not adding or subtracting to that particular pot of money for Latinx. You know, I've seen the mayor playing politics with Burston. I might make an exception and try to get Burston 2 million versus 1 million. But, you know, I see what my colleagues do on battling when it comes to kids and Burston and things of that nature. But I see the politics and the strategies being played with this money. And I hear people saying one thing and doing something else, and I'm not going to be a part of it. So without laboring this point or belaboring the point of using all my time, I'll be abstaining and stating the reason why. Don't ever be other than that, I'd be a hypocrite. Thank you so much.
All right, anyone else like to speak in the second round? All right, seeing none, what is going to vote? So we are voting to amend the resolution 230304 to 230304.1, and that is to amend it to include wards 3 and 5, and the amount to be reduced from $5,000. All right, so roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey?
No.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Bouchard?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing? Ms. Diane? Mr. Mays?
I abstain because until we can get it together and allow the adequate time to do the total budget, get this straightened out with the 12-member recommendation board, I abstain for those reasons. And I hope I might have left something out, but for those reasons, I abstain.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
The vote is 5, repeat again, Madam Clerk.
5 yes, 1 no, 1 abstention.
All right, 5 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstention. So, so that resolution 230304.1 passes. Now the
On the
chair
board,
will,
Madam Chair.
what's your point?
That was the amendment phase. If I'm not mistaken, you still have to vote on the resolution that's been amended.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mays.
Well, you're very welcome.
All right. So the amendment passed, so now it's time to vote to move it into law. So, we're looking to move and approve 230304.1. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry, there's no motion on the point 1.
You said there's no motion.
Nobody made the motion on the
Oh,
second.
Madam Chair.
So go ahead, yes.
I make a motion to approve 230304.1.
All right, motion on the floor to approve 230304.1. Any support?
Support.
All right, it's been moved and properly supported. And any change to it? Oh, yeah, so any discussion?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Yeah, hold Mr. Mays, you want to make sure that I understand.
Request for
Okay.
information.
Yes.
Would that be a point 1 or a point 2?
Point 1.
We did 2.
If I may, we voted on amendments. 2 amendments until those amendments, we can put both the amendments in one, so it's a point one. There's no.
All right, so we are, so who seconded? Did you second that, Mr. Murphy? All right. So it's been approved properly second, so any discussion?
Yeah, Madam Chair,
Hold on, so that's where we were, one day discussion. Hold on, Mr. Mayor.
I'm
So,
still holding.
Madam Clerk, did we, from my record says that we already started this conversation before we had an amendment. And we were in the first round, and Eric and Judy spoke, and that's when Judy.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
What is your point?
This is a new motion to approve the amended motion that's been amended,
Got
Madam
it.
Chair. Come on,
Got
man.
it. Thank you.
I've been here a year.
All right, so go ahead. Who would like to be the first speaker in the debate?
I'll try again.
There you go, Mr. Mayor.
Madam Chair, remember I was still holding on.
Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Madam Chair, really, Beverly, I should get a pass as I try to help this council and others. But I'm not. I get chastised, dogged out, attempted dogged out, talk nasty to. Now, this might pass, but when Latinx was here, I told him I'd give him 100,000. Now, here they done dropped it down to 25 for 3 wards. What Latinx gonna do with them 3 wards? They gonna get one of them sticks and pick up that hay. Maybe they gonna borrow somebody's $11,000 zero turn.
Whoa,
And cut some grass. Maybe we'll have a Halloween party and give out candy and Thursday party. I don't know what they gonna do specifically. And I don't know what they work on in all 3 wards. I do know I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. They can amend, suspend, or end any end they want. But until they get rid of this clock, and we have a working session where folks ain't trying to penalize you for talking to your colleagues, but they whisper to each other and get scared when you say request for information out loud, open and transparent. I've never seen that like it. You're admonished and warned for trying to talk out loud, but they whisper and communicate among each other because Attorney Kim is on record telling us they can deliberate outside of the council meeting. He told them they can deliberate, and when they get here, the votes is pretty much made. Guess what state law said? Jackie, guaranteed, section 3. State law says you can't deliberate outside of the council meeting. This is the most ridiculous council I've worked with out of the 3. And they sassy. They sassy. Jackie, I would pause for public, and I would lay dead and wait to see if somebody would attack me. I had one stick they just out like they were making a promise something happened to me. And that's the word they use. They promise. They promise. So, you pray on. I pray on it with you, Jackie, but there's some nasty folk up here. There's some hypocrites up here. There's some unfair people up here when it comes to meeting out discipline. And some of them do the same thing. You see Ms. Lewis on the discussion on the previous resolution or amendment. She tells me I'm out of order when I do a request for information. I went to talk about them forms, and she did too. That's called a hypocrite. Now I'm I'm watching them getting together these resolutions that'll be in the news tomorrow, what they passed. They ain't smart enough to call their own meetings and show up. Guess what the news is gonna say? The mayor. I'm gonna run it in the ground. That won't be the last y'all hear me talk about it. What's up, Burston? When they get to Burston, you see how Ridgeway White came over there and threw $5 million in the pot, and Neely heard him and threw another $1 million. That's what Councilman Mays gonna do. I'm gonna try to throw you $2 million. Want me to try to throw you $3 million?
Might as well.
I'm just like the rest of them. Ridgeway told BB 5 wasn't enough, that's for 10. Neely can't approve a dime, but had a shovel, and ain't their council person had a shovel.
Wow.
And guess who controlled the purse strings? It wasn't the man with the hard hat.
Thank you, Mr. Mays.
I was just getting ready.
Anyone else wish to speak at the first meeting? Ms. Winfrey Carter?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Now, yes, I voted to decrease the amount from 50,000 to 25,000 because that's what they asked for. I voted no to add the other wards, the 5th and the 3rd ward to it. I'm not quite sure. To Madam Chair, to you, through you to Mr. Murphy, where is the Manginex? Is it in the 4th or 3rd?
It's in the 3rd ward.
Okay, so I voted no for that because I can't see where they're going to be over in the 5th ward cleaning. The boundaries for the 5th ward, they've changed, okay? And so that's why I voted no. But this is what I'm going to do for this resolution. I wanted to see the 50,000 decrease to 25,000. That was important. But until we can have a working meeting, a meeting where we can come together and look at all of the ARPA money funds and who asked for monies and who got money already approved. I'm gonna abstain my vote because, like I said before, I want to see where the money went. I'm like the residents. And I want to be able to put more money in the pot for the residents. So I want to add up this money. I want to subtract this money. I want to see where the budget is as far as the ARPA funds. So, and people can go on Facebook and talk about me abstaining my vote. But you know what? I can either vote yes, I can vote no, or I can abstain. It's not saying that I will never vote yes. It's not saying that I don't agree with the different organizations that's getting money, but I want it to be fair. I really want this to be fair. So, with that, I'll be abstaining my vote.
All right, so we have in the vote for approving 230304.1, we have Mr. May has spoke, Wilfred Carter. Anyone else like to speak in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Burns?
I have been upset because I do not believe in the 12-person ad hoc committee. This is the closest thing we have gotten to a working session that we are doing the work here in person. And that is my issue. I believe we should not keep holding on to the money. I think we need to be fair. And there's still money out there. We can still apply to programs. So we don't really have to, like, Burson, I believe is going to be adding $1 million. Where that's coming from? You know, so, I mean, when I'm looking at this, I do want to start getting some money into these organizations' hands, because just as we heard from residents, when they're calling Habitat for Humanity, they're being put on list 2, and some saying 3. And they don't know when they're gonna get the money. And I believe they're supposed to get it. I called to check on for some residents. They said they may get it January, they may get it February. But I want to start getting some money. When we do the work like we're doing now, that's the difference. That's the difference when we do the work, when we talk about it in an open session, not behind closed doors, and we do it out here for other, for residents. Now, the question was what they applied for and then what they got. What they applied for is what they are more than likely going to get, which is what I'm seeing this trend to be. And I know that there are some other programs that need, the amounts went up other than what the recommendation was or what their application actually said. And so I understand you, Judy, when you were saying, get what they want and amending that, take that money and give it to maybe, we take enough from one, we give Good Church some money, because they didn't apply for the amount. And so we have that money that's already, that they budgeted out, the administration, but they can take money, that leftover money, and fund some other money. I don't like being piecemeal, and I do not have any expectations at this point with working with this administration that we are going to have a working session. I just don't see it. I just do not see it. I mean, it has been, this mayor is difficult to deal with, and if we keep, we're fighting something that is, almost like an impossibility, and it should be transparent. It should be, and it's not. When we do the work, he added the extra 25,000. Mayor Neely wanted the extra 25,000. It wasn't us. He did that, and this council voted to say, we'll just pass that to take it away and get what their application process is and was, and that's the way it should be. Now, how do we get those other ones? Ms. Shelley Lee, I have wanted to know where the process, Mr. Edwards, do you mention Mr. Edwards, where are we at in giving those 532 or 500 something forms with getting those people put into the system? Because it seems to be, when they're saying we're getting, they're not going to be put up ahead, but they're not even in line. Those people have not even been called a lot of them. And until they get called, here's my problem coming up with that. There were a total of six or eight forms that were held, and there was no consistency because we really didn't know. But what those people did believing was that they would be contacted, and this administration did state that those people would be contacted about that money. So where are we at in the process of calling the people about the forms?
It's my understanding through the chair to Councilwoman Burns, it's my understanding that that's been a part of, that we've had staff making those contacts. Staff that's under Shelley, responsible to her, that they have started making those contacts.
So do we know where are they at? Have they done 200, 300, 50, 25? Do we know? Is it 50% up, 75%? Is there a number?
Not that I don't have that number, no.
Well, I know as these things come up, and like Councilman May state, we can make recommendations to do things also. And council is really forgetting some of their power. Our vote is a powerful vote when we stick together to do things for the community. And some of these, and not all these are bad, but some of these that are put up that they didn't put, if they said, no, they're not funding them, I'm not funding them. And I went through this Excel sheet upside down and found one in there for somebody who shouldn't even be getting a dime. And So, 159,000. Julie, did you see that one?
For which,
It was for the golf. Okay. That's my time.
All right, we have, anyone else would like to speak in the first
Madam Chair.
round? Ms. Michelle.
Yes, I would like to first just thank my colleague, Ms. Jerry Winfrey Carter. I know you all saw what seemed like a little troubled interaction, but what she did do when she came over here, she apologized and helped me understand that her frustration had nothing to do with me, but everything to do with just really trying to figure out, one, the wards that are being served, whether it's the third, the fourth, or the fifth. And then just also making sure that they did have the capacity, because there was some apprehension the last time they were here when the money was added about the capacity. And so because of those two reasons, I can understand and respect her reasoning for wanting to send it back. So I will support her in that. And so again, I just appreciate her coming over here apologizing and explaining, you know, where she stands and why. So.
Anyone else like to speak in the first round? Okay, seeing that we don't have anyone else, I will go ahead and utilize my time. Councilwoman Priestley, so request for information. So why did you add the fifth word in?
because that's what the application said.
Okay, let's triple check.
Just, I just wanted what they applied for
I understand.
to be.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I heard. All right. So we will go ahead and move on to the second round. Anyone speak second round?
Sure, Madam Chair.
Mr. Mayor?
In all due respect to my colleagues, Terrence, and members of the public, I've heard council people talking about leveraging dollars. But there's a political leverage that has to go on here. You gotta leverage the allocation of dollars. And the only way you leverage the allocation of dollars, you have to show the folks downstairs they can't piecemeal this together. That's what you got to leverage, your power, your vote. In all due respect, Ms. Burns, I just got a different political philosophy than you. This ain't what I call a working session. When you try to operate and allocate millions of dollars under 3-minute rules and Liddell trying to warn you and throw you out.
Request for information.
What is your request?
Does the speaker know that I said this is the closest thing to a working session? I didn't say that it was a working session.
Oh, okay, so it might be the closest thing to a working session, but we way off.
I agree.
If you had a working session, you're gonna have Ernst & Young here. The administration gonna be sitting up here. You're gonna have all the paperwork that Councilman Mays requested, and you're gonna go to work. It ain't gonna be no 3-minute rules. Council people gonna be talking to each other. We gonna do arithmetic, and when we get done, we gonna know where 30 to 40 million is going. It might be 10 million left over, but this show ain't close to a working session for me. And then 700 voters gonna be happy. Because they ain't gonna read in the newspaper about Latinx. They ain't gonna read in the newspaper about $1 million for Dr. Mona. They gonna read about 700 people who were first in line getting ready to get served. So you asking Mr. Edwards how many of his contacted, I remember saying send him a letter. Anybody remember me saying that? You know what we used to call this in high school? They buffaloing, y'all. Once you start to get buffalo, you change your votes. Ms. Winfrey God don't leave me as one of the last of the Mohicans. I don't want to be one of the last of the Mohicans because I'm leveraging my vote. See, that's the leverage. When you make the headlines, we could do this in a day or two.
Right.
We don't have to wait till the mayor call a meeting and the two members on the ad hoc committee that I appointed them, they would know, Priestley and Ledet. It went to their head. They were supposed to call a meeting of the council and show up. They moving around Buffalo and certain council members. Machado ain't been here but a minute and she thinks she's smarter than a bunch of folks. Me included in my opinion. Like I say, I've seen council people come and go. You fool around and mess these people around. Do you know in Flint politics, 700 people is the army? They only need we for about 200 votes out to shoot. Him and Gleason held that press conference and he should have been in the penitentiary with Gleason, interfering with an election, holding a press conference in Gleason's office. See, they say black folks and some folks don't remember nothing but for 2 days. I remember stuff for 4 and 5 years or longer. Kathy, you take care of you leaving. God bless you. I remember stuff for years. You can't buffalo me. And you can't pee on my head and tell me it's raining. You got the wrong one. Thank you so much.
Anyone else in the second round? All right, so seeing none, I'll go ahead and take my time. Yeah, so next, what we have, so just to let you all know, the council, they were provided with an allocation sheet because the ad hoc committee been working to crunch the numbers and to make sure that everything was made plain. So on this neighborhood cleanup allocation sheet, that's what we're voting up and down. And right now, we are on the Latinx portion. If you look, everyone will see the Latinx portion on this neighborhood cleanup. I want to make sure that we are all on the same place. And this tells exactly who applied for this category and who did not. But let's see, I'm reading this. I thought that I read something a little different. Let's see, it says, through the utilization of a specific rubric, 6 of the 15 applications, as well as an additional recommendation for $10,000. All right, so I would like to have Ms. Sparks please approach the lectern. All right, so I'm looking at, it's part of Resolution 304, but it's not what we've been discussing. So I just want to make sure that I have understanding of this. It said through the utilization of a rubric, 6 of the 15 applications, as well as an additional recommendation of $10,000 for all 9 council boards, plus $50,000 for 4 of the boards. So we are working with this. So with that being said, I see on this sheet for neighborhood cleanup and blight per se, I see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why are the other 9 not listed?
I'm sorry, I missed that question.
Why are the other 9 organizations that applied in the category neighborhood cleanup per the resolution staff review? Why aren't they listed? So why don't we have those?
What number are we on? I apologize. 304?
Yes, resolution 304.
Why are the other line not listed? I'm lost. This is for the Latinx, I apologize.
It's fine, so, I think I brought the confusion, so this is what happened. Based off all the information that you all provided us, the ad hoc committee, we tabulated everything, we put it in nice neat columns. And so, but you all said that out of 6 out of 15 applications, all right, 6 out of 15, so we do have 6.
Okay.
So, where are the other 9?
They're not, I'm not sure. They're not on the resolution, but moving forward.
Okay, so yeah, so.
These are resolutions that were written for us, so.
Point of
I can't make that
information.
straight. Sorry.
Hold on, Ms. Craig. Go ahead.
Those are on, I don't know, did you realize that? If you looked at 230310, they're on that one now. That's why they're not on, I don't know why Latinx had.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah. The reason why Latinx was separated is because they don't need a fiduciary. The other 9 are under the fiduciary of the hub. Okay.
Okay, all right, so thanks for bringing that clear. So, Ms. Priestley, you said that's where, the other 9?
230310.
All right, 230310. And what am I looking at?
The other 9 organizations.
I'm trying to see,
They're listed individually under that.
they're listed individually. So the missing 9, I can find the missing 9. Tell me where I can find the
Not
missing
all,
9.
I don't think all of them are.
That's my
there.
point.
Let me, wait a minute, I haven't looked. Yes, they're all there. The
Where-
other
where-
ones are on 230310.
Okay, so we say they approved 6, and 9 is not here.
Excuse me, the ones that are on this sheet are in resolution 23.
That's not what I'm asking you at all.
Okay.
I'm asking for where are the other 9 organizations that apply per this summary? Because this is only half the story. This is who the mayor selected, who the community selected, who the community organization selected. Who are everyone that applied?
Whether they
Everyone
were
that
approved or
applied.
not, they're on that Excel sheet, so we didn't apply it on here so that you can see that.
Okay, so yeah, so that's kind of important, and that's what we need to see. We need to see, again, everyone that applied. Everyone that applied. We need to see that. So it looks like we just have to, just add to this, but we need to make sure that we have everyone in front of us so we can go through everyone equally. I don't want to pick and choose favorites. Okay, and so, now the last part, thank you, Mr. Drew.
Okay.
So, since I am the last person to speak, we will go for the vote. So, roll call, Madam Clerk, we're doing a roll call vote to approve resolution 230304.1. Roll call.
Ms. Burns.
Yes.
Ms. Michelle.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley.
Yes.
I abstain, based on the fact that they will not be doing cleanups in the 5th ward.
Got it.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
5, yeah.
You said, 5,
What is it?
then yeah.
It's 4.
5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
All right, 5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. Resolution 230304.1 passes.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Priestley?
I'd like to make a motion to send resolution 230310 to finance.
All right, here's a motion to send resolution 230301 to finance. Is there any support?
Madam Chair, that's the correct number.
310.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3-1.
Transpose the number.
Thank you. So 230310 to finance, thank you. That motion has been made by Councilwoman Priestley. Is there any support? Support. Support by Councilwoman Michelle. So any discussion?
Madam Chair.
I'll go.
Because there's so much work to do on this resolution, I think it's better to do it in finance rather than tonight since it's already 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Brown.
So Judy, you want to, because I know you're removing several items out of here. And the items that you are removing are going to probably be the same ones that I was removing, because that's what I think we were moving. I want to go ahead and get it done. But you, so you want to make it, are you making an amendment to move it back to finance?
That was my
That was
motion.
your motion, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
you want to pause? I got to do
I almost want to amend your amendment to go ahead and, you know, I want to go, we'll vote up or down when we go back, but I can't get you doing it. There is, yeah.
All right, so,
So, I'm not done that. I know you're right now. So, in this one, which is to send it back, one of the reasons to send it back is, I know to remove, she said the $10,000 for each council ward for direct light. She wanted to remove the tool shed from Ward 4 because she said it wasn't being used. And I think remove Cyrus Park for getting $50,000 also. So there are three, are those the three that would change? And so to move this back to finance or to do it in discussion tonight, I'm ready to get this done. If it's one that we're doing and we're saying to remove those things to get done, I'm not willing to move it back to finance. I want to go ahead and get it done so we can vote it up. But I think that's been the trick, not vote it up, vote it down. So I want to vote it up, vote it down, and just be done with it. It's not that hard to say what we are removing on these at all. So I want to make an amendment to your amendment to remove the $10,000 for each council, for each council member. No, I want to keep that for my one. Yeah, one.
I don't know, point of order, I guess.
go ahead.
Through you, I don't know that you can make an amended motion or amendment to a resolution if it's being referred back to committee.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and follow the process then. Because I do want to remove some of these. We can take that money and give it to some of the other organizations that have applied and just spread it out. Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone else like to speak in the first round?
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Mr. Mann.
Through you to Ms. Edwards and Ms. Green, I want to know if they can approach. They are really the only two here. I want to say for the record, when deep, if I was mayor and I called a meeting on ARPA funds, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here with my staff. I'm going to be here with Ernst & Young, and we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm not going to have a city attorney tell the folks we can't amend the agenda to put my motion that to disappear like Casper the Ghost for $15 million in home improvement. We're going to find that resolution. I know it's Halloween. It can't be dressed up like Frankenstein. I hope it ain't dressed up like a pumpkin. But that resolution should have been here. Mr. Evans, you know where it's at?
No, I have no idea what you're
You think it's lurking in the haunted house somewhere? It's Halloween, it could be in the haunted house. Mr. Edwards, do you know that when a council person asks the legal department to draft a resolution by charter, it should be drafted?
If that's what the charter says,
You say if,
that's.
you say if, I know what the charter says. Through you, Madam Chair, to Ms. Green. This is $10,000 in a ward?
For the council?
Yeah.
Yes.
And in the first ward, who gonna dictate what happens with that $10,000?
Each council person has the right to decide what they want to do.
That's the language?
Yes.
Who drafted it up? Can you show it to me in writing?
Is it?
So you can show me in writing where each ward don't get $10,000, a total of $90,000, and you show me in writing and point it out to me where it say each council person will determine what to do with that $10,000. 19, 18, 17. If this the closest we done got to a working session, Mr. Moore, I would sure hate to see us far away. 8, 7, oh, 4,
Well, maybe it's not written.
3, beg your pardon?
Maybe it's not written in there, but
I know it probably ain't written.
it's written as blight, I believe.
All right, so thank you, Ms. Green. We are on, the next speaker in the, Mr. Murphy, go ahead.
I'll rather take this back to finance and work on it, versus trying to work on it tonight here. Also, in addition, I thought that we had 30,000 earmarked for the award account, so I did change from 30,000 to 10,000. Do you two council want to do?
So the $30,000 is for ward priorities, and it's our decision how we want to spend that money. That is not coming necessarily through resolution through the mayor. So if you want to spend your $30,000 on a specific project, come up with a project and bring it to council with a resolution.
Okay, thank you. So I wanted to clear that up because I was thinking we already had my 30,000. So is this 10,000 in addition to the 30,000?
Yes, sir.
Priority. We can use it for another round. So I'm not voting to get rid of this $10,000 when y'all get to that part right there. We need all we can get for our board. I'd rather just work on this in finance so we can move on. We still got a lot of resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else like to speak? Anyone else like to speak? All right, seeing none, I'll go ahead and be the last to speak. Looking at resolution 230310, it's best that we do send it back to finance because we have a lot of misconceptions. We have a lot of things that were added, unbeknown to us. And then I also want to give the opportunity for residents from the second ward to come in. Because it appears that what we have here, we've been hearing Sarvis Park apply for funds illegally. Sarvis Park. Well, the fact of the matter is, the current president of Sarvis Park applied for this money. And this does not affect Sarvis Park neighborhood. This just affects the Cloud Road corridor. This affects Second Ward. This affects the north side. And so I don't want to, again, I want to take personality and feelings out of this. And we need to look at who applied. We need to look at who applied to do the work, who they're partnering with to do the work, and who's affected.
Request for information.
What is your request?
I need clarity. You say the current president of the Sarvis Park applied for this money. Who was the president before the current president? Do you know?
I do.
Who?
So Ms. Green, so for clarification purposes, is my name on the application?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the application.
Okay, thank you. Because what it is that Liddell Lewis's name.
Request for information.
What is your request?
Do they have access to the applications still, or do they just have the spreadsheets that we have? Or can she's new, so can she see the actual applications?
Yes, she can. She can see it. Yeah, so again, all of that information is privy to the administration. What are your points?
She's shaking her head, but at the same time, you saying that was a legitimate request for information.
Okay, so, yeah, don't know what that was about, but go ahead, Ms. Green.
The applications were online, so we don't have access to the applications as well. But I think Ursula Young sent the information to Katie, and I think it was submitted to you guys today.
Okay, so that's another reason I want to select it, because again, I have 2 Second Ward residents here. At the, gentleman right here in the yellow shirt, and also Miss Patty. And so, young lady in the fitted hat. And thank you, Mr. Dumas, as well. And so, I want the residents to be able to speak on this. If you all do not want the parking lot and the beavers demoed and have that whole area cleaned up, I'm fine. We can just
Request for information.
What is your request? Please go.
That's not the only source of cleaning up Cyrus Park, is it?
Mr. May, that's your second warning. No, you do not supposed to use privileged motions to take the floor.
Point of order.
What is your point of order?
That wasn't taking the floor, that was a quick inquiry.
Again, Mr. May, that is your second warning.
Okay, I appeal the ruling of the chair.
That's fine.
And I support his appeal.
That's fine. So it has been made and properly seconded. Mr. May's second order for continuing to take the floor using privileged motions. So we will go ahead. Did you hear, Madam Clerk? Okay. Approved by Mr. Carter. So go ahead, Mr. May.
Let me say something to you, Mr. Liddell Lewis. You turning out to be a bigger fool than I thought. Now, it's recorded, it was a quick inquiry. You need these people to believe it was 4 of them spoke out. And you making them believe that we got budget and general fund money for parks. We got park villages, and if they want something cleaned up, it's got to be with our funds. I did a quick inquiry and said, that's not the only money we can use for that. In so many words, you would mislead these people, and I want to clarify. And it was a quick inquiry. And I don't care if you are trying to throw me out or abusing the privilege motion. That's why I made a point about Ms. Michelle. The federal lawsuit has already been filed. And you can continue to add to it with your discriminatory treatment toward me. If Ms. Michelle, Murphy, and anybody else can vote with you. Because it's going to be a day of reckoning. You've been trying your butt off to get me out of here repeatedly, not just today, but keep me out of discussion for ARPA funds. And not only have you been trying to keep me out of discussion for ARPA funds, y'all approved a chief financial officer and all kind of resolutions once y'all had used the police by force to get me out. Broke the quorum and then convened an illegal meeting. And I want to make a record through you, Madam Chair, to the city attorney. I want a legal opinion on whether or not that was a illegal gathering after that quorum had been broke the other day. And I want a legal opinion whether or not Ms. Worthy had 2 warnings and didn't get removed. I already know the answer. And I'm requesting publicly that legal opinion because you work for this council. Put it in writing, Madam Clerk. I'm requesting a legal opinion on whether they convened an illegal meeting and took care of millions of dollars worth of business unlawfully. And I'm also requesting a legal opinion why a white woman didn't get removed by police reports. And Ms. Liddell Lewis, I'm tired of you. You done breached these rules and been out of order all meeting. And then you gonna try to remove me. You think I'm gonna cuss and fuss. But Mr. Moore, she got another thing coming. I'm gonna sue you. in your official capacity and individually. I'm gonna take your weed.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. May. Anyone else like to speak on this appeal?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Burns?
you have been somewhat better tonight, once number 9 left. But here this is, like I said, as close to a working session as possible, as we've had. And for you to not let this go is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because you took the chair twice and didn't give yourself a warning. You tell people, you do things and then you turn around and do the same behavior that you want to admonish people for. And then you wonder why you have a problem. Now, he's here, he represents the same amount of people as every one of us. And the role of the chair, a good chair, is to keep everyone in the meeting, keep the flow of the meeting, respect the audience. You started off terrible. If he asked a simple question like you did, you've done it several times tonight. But you get into some power struggle that you're going to let him know. Just like you talked to Judy. It was terrible. It was terrible how you talked. You didn't even know what you were doing. Reading that sheet. I did nothing wrong and that's not what I'm saying. I mean, you were just like, wow. And Judy is friendly to you. You were rude to her. You were terrible. But you don't see it. If you are a person who never sees that you're ever wrong, you don't reach across, you stand in your own way, actually, of moving this council forward. Let them answer the questions. You know, the simple questions. We got a few more things to go. If we are, well, not all of us, if 7 of us are here to do the work, you try to control him through, I consider it to be a power trip. And you do it all the time. And you say snarky things, I mean, you're rapping out loud, you give looks, and it's not good. Now, everybody gonna be happy with these ARPA funds and how everybody vote. I'm not. There's certain things that I want, and I will take, I will explain as usual why I vote, why I don't vote for certain things. I'm not for everything. I want to move some of these things forward. And if the ad hoc committee and other council members had showed up to those meetings, we could have did then. It's your role to keep everyone in the meeting, not to put them out. You so quick to throw everybody out and make people just want to just go off on you. And that's your energy. Your energy is bad. It's terrible. It's awful. And it's shameful. Let him speak and ask me questions. You did it. You did it. And no one was rude to you. And you were aggressive when you were talking to Judy. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You were aggressive and rude.
Okay, anyone else like to speak on this appeal?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ms. McCartney?
Here we go. Here we go. I had said, wow, Councilwoman Lewis, she's trying to cheer a little fair now since the councilwoman in the 9th Ward is gone. Yeah, I mean, you were doing well. I don't know, I guess I just don't know. I don't know. I just don't get it. You get these little attitudes, you come in, like I said, you got a bad, your spirit is bad, and your energy is bad. And it's terrible, just terrible. Now, Councilman Mays did a request for information. And he made a point. He made a valid point. I don't know if you think the 2nd Ward is just Sarvis Park or what, but I'm here to tell you, the 2nd Ward is pretty large. You better pay attention to some other people in the 2nd Ward. Because you know what? They calling me.
Surely am.
And you know, I don't mind helping them. But you sure better pay attention to the entire second ward. Instead of just Cyrus Park. You know. So Councilman Mays' request for information was valid. And he should not be getting a warning for that request for information. After this vote, I'm going to be leaving because I can already tell this meeting is getting ready to go downhill, because if you continue with that attitude with me and talking condescending, it's going to be some issues in here.
All right, anyone else like to speak on this appeal? All right, so, Councilwoman Shaq.
Madam Chair, I'm actually not even sure why my name was mentioned, because I was asking a legit question of whether or not they could see the form, the application, because we're talking about the application. I will say that in comparison to a lot of the meetings that we've had in the past, this has been going rather smoothly. I would like to see all of my colleagues stay so that we can get through this agenda. I'd also like to see all of my colleagues please just follow the rules and try not to use privileged motions and take the floor. We were doing well. We were doing really well tonight. And so I would like the opportunity for the meeting to keep going so that we can show the residents that we are all here to handle city business. And so that means giving everyone the opportunity to stay here and handle city business.
Time to go home.
All right, so anyone else would like to speak?
Madam Chair,
Ms. Priestley?
you know, Mr. Mace has been doing his usual, and we've been doing pretty good, basically ignoring what he's saying. And tonight, what I'm afraid of is that when he started questioning Sarvis Park, and I know that Sarvis is something that's near and dear to your heart, and I know it's been a bone of contention on this council. And I think that we need Mr. Mays here for his input. We need as many people here to vote on this ARPA stuff so that it's not going to be it's not going to be accused of those cliquey people. We need to have who will vote on things and make a decision. And that's one of the reasons why I sent back a resolution on Monday night. So I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to support Mr. Mays in this one.
Just to use. Just to use.
Go ahead, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to support the chair. Mr. Mays has been throwing his little cheap shots, and I've been sitting here ignoring. He threw something at me, then talking about he goes sue her for her wig or whatever. Just saying inappropriate things that I think is out of order. Even when he is here, you say he here, you want him here to stay. He abstaining from everything, so him being here ain't like you voting yes or no for the votes. He hold us up by, he have a right to speak for 5 minutes each round, and then calling those frivolous points of order. I'm not with all of that, and I'm trying to stay here as long as I can. We still got probably 4 or 5 things on the agenda item. He's not gonna vote for it. He gonna stand. He gonna try to do whatever he can to circumvent around that right there. So I won't be supporting. I'll be voting to support the chair. I don't like them sarcastic, slick, smart comments he be making, and her hairdo has nothing to do with this appeal.
Thank you, Councilman Murphy. So seeing that no one else is left to speak, I'll go ahead and utilize my 3 minutes. This is the point We start off this meeting, Mr. May was using, and he was abusing. He should have been gone a long time ago. But, however,
Point of order.
what's your point?
Are you germane to this appeal on my request for information? My request for information had to do with that being the only source of money. Now, y'all done threw me out of order for not being germane. You done went way back into the meeting. Are you germane to this appeal?
Okay. So, but however, as the chair moderates the meeting, see, the chair is the moderator for the meeting. The job of the chair isn't to keep in people that are disorderly. The chair's job is to enforce the rules when you are disorderly. The chair's job is to follow the rules that were voted upon by the
Request for
body.
information.
What is your request?
Is it fair to say that you didn't know the rules and he had to help you with the rules?
Oh, absolutely. So again, please clap it up. But what we do know is, this is my second year on council, he's year 10. And as I am a learning council member, and I continue to learn the rules that I did learn, he has broken those. And so we don't want to continue to interrupt the meeting. We don't want to continue to use privileged motions, incidental motions, incorrectly to illegally take the floor. As we read Rule 26.2, the point of the purpose of an incidental motion, a request for information, is for the member that's making the request, for them
Madam
to...
Chair, I'm leaving the meeting. I'm going to be with my family and not your nonsense.
Meeting is adjourned for lack of quorum, and
You
you
got
all have a great night.
You got 5 people up there.
No, you don't. No, she doesn't.
Ms. Burns just announced she's breaking quorum, and
I'm not putting up with your nonsense, and I'm going to be with my
this meeting
family.
has adjourned for lack of quorum. You all have a great night. That's not an order. I hear
Well, yeah. Good, thank you.
Thank you.